Welcome, coaster spotters, to day 27 of the European mega trip. This is Alex. We are checking in from Nigloland. I don't know the pronunciation of this one. We're somewhere between basically Europa Park and Paris, about halfway-ish. And there are 5 coasters here. 4 of them are mock, so it's heavily mock. And a huge new drop tower. I'm not sure how big it is, but it looks nearly as big as the one at Hershey Park. Some really cool two really cool mock rides that you'll see later. So let's go inside and have a nice day. We are not really pushed for time. Park's up until 5:30. I had no other parks planned. I could credit or some smaller parks outside of Paris, but I don't have the energy to do that. And it would be really tiny little baby parks, so I don't feel like doing that, especially at the end of the trip. So we are going to go to Disneyland Paris tonight probably, so even if we stay close, we'll be there by 8 and they close at 10, so we'll see what we do. Let's go ahead and buy our ticket. So like a minute later, paid for the ticket. No advantage of paying online, and a lot of European parks you have to create an account, and it's a nightmare. Some were worth going through that hassle because what was it? Heidi Park, I think I saved like 10-15 euros by doing it, but a lot of them it's very minimal and not worth the hassle. This one was exactly the same price online or in park, so and it took 5 seconds to get a ticket, so it really wasn't worth trying to buy it online. I don't know much about this park other than the coasters. It's very pretty, I'll say that much. Looking at it almost, with the lineup of being mostly mocks, I was like, maybe this is like the French mini equivalent to Europa Park. And I'll say, this is very, very beautiful. But, I mean, that's the standard that you expect from the European parks. I believe the Carousel Museum, they're calling it a Carousel Museum. I'm not sure if it's just a carousel or a museum along with the carousel, but that's new for this year. We are actually greeted by all those carousel horses. So I guess we'll figure that out. Again, this is a relaxed day. It is Saturday, so I expect it to be a little bit busy. So we're going to go ahead and grab all of those credits. Hopefully you don't have any problem with the Wacky Worm. That's the only non-mock ride here. And it's actually closing at the end of this year to make way for a new family coaster from Art Engineering, which is the same company who built the track system for Guardians of Wonderland Mountain at Canada's Wonderland. So they're getting back into business and making a roller coaster after doing that back in 2000 and I want to say it was 14 or 15. I forget what year that was built. So I believe there's a little preview center, so we'll take a look at that if we come across it. That trough tower is freaking huge. Man. It's got to be at least 300 feet, if I were to guess. That thing is big. It looks like it's a fun time, so just like Dollywood or Hansa Park. So there you go. 2 car rides already. African Cruise. Huh. Yeah, I heard like lots of animal sounds going off on the way in, just over the fence. So obviously that is what that is. And they have that looks like a madhouse. I'll tell you what, madhouses are, everyone talks so highly about madhouses, but they all feel pretty much the same. I hate to say it, but after all those madhouses, I still love Houdini the most. I don't think it's just because of the ink. They have a sky roller. Nice. We are gonna do that for sure. Wow, that's so cool. I didn't know they had one of those. Nice. They have a giant Ferris wheel, and apparently Las Vegas. Who knew? Oh, here's the preview center for the new roller coaster. So we'll go check that out right now before we head to our first coaster, which I am very, very excited for. That's other than 5 credits, that would have probably brought me to the park, but the first coaster we're doing is definitely the reason I'm at this park. So I also need to find a restroom, so it's whatever that is. I don't know how to pronounce that, but there you go. Wow.
Que sont les bâtiments environnants, et on est content de ce choix. Je pense que ce sera une très très belle attraction.
There you go. Ooh.
Je vous présente Mario Bros qui est chargé d'imaginer et de concevoir les attractions.
Very excited for this new ride. It's just a family coaster. I think it's like a double helix. It's kind of like a roller skater. Oh, so this is like a convoy ride. So I don't know if these attractions are quite open yet because I haven't seen the giant roller coaster that we're doing first run yet. So, okay, that is why we're here. This is essentially the same exact layout as Intamin Megalite, but made by Mach. So it's a Mach Mega Coaster, no inversions. I don't know if they actually use the exact same layout design. I think that was done by Warner Signal, but well, they didn't. They did a really good job of copying it as closely as possible. So I don't know if it's as intense. I also don't know if the Megalites have been overhyped by one certain person on the internet that will not be mentioned. But yeah, we're excited about this one. So let's go find a bathroom and then we'll line up for that. Oh, and that's also a indoor mat coaster. I believe the same ride system as Eurosat. Well, this is cool. This is actually the hydraulics for the ride. They're kind of like encased in this nice little glass door. I'm not sure, but I believe this might be a Scorchkopf. I could be wrong. There are a lot of manufacturers who created almost the exact same. So we'll be getting a really cool credit today. 1111. And let's do that something special for that one. So we're gonna probably save the Mach Mega Coaster for last, and it's not running yet. And this is open from what I can hear, as that restroom was inside the building, and I could hear music and rumbling. So I can only assume this is open. I emailed the park, and they said no filming allowed. And well, that's what the official response is, and I guess I'll just go ahead with that. Not that this ride would probably film very well anyways. So this thing does have a spiral lift hill just like Eurosat. So we'll see what this is all about. As we found a Statue of Liberty that's like kind of embronzed in front of the ride. I imagine that means space experience in English. Yeah, it was really fun. Really intense, actually. Some really big drops. You're basically, there were some blacklight paintings on the walls and stuff like that, but then you were also like skirting between planets and asteroids and yeah, it was fun. Backseat, and man, I'll have to get a picture of it or show you more video of it, but like, this park seems to really like to show off the electronics. Like, I have never seen the PLC displayed so nicely. It almost looks like a gamer who's really, really excited about his PC and is like decked it out with like LEDs and all that stuff, like in glass cases. Wow, it's actually really cool, and the nerd in me loves that. So we're gonna go hit up the powered coaster, because that's the only one that's by itself towards the right of where we are right now. And of course, you gotta do that thing. But of course, the roller coasters are first. Still don't see Alpine Blitz open yet. I don't know if that's because it's early, or if it's a delayed open, or if it's got some technical issues. But I'm not going to waste my time this morning. So, and that's a very rainbowy colored fly around thing. Oh, that's cool. The plane on the other side, its propeller is actually turning. That's really cool. Alright, so we are going to go hit up their powered coaster, which again, of course, is a Mach. And we'll have a great time. I love my powered coasters. We might have one more, but I don't believe so. Actually, I can't even remember what's that park asterisk as far as like the non-essential stuff. I don't believe there is one, but we're doing a small park in Paris that has a powered coaster, but I don't believe it's operated for most of this season at all. And I scheduled it for the end of the trip, hoping maybe they would get it going by now, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So, but yeah, so this might be our last powered coaster of the trip. Yeah, so we were over here at 19, and then we had to go all the way around back to there. So, and yeah, so we keep going. We'll hit the log flume and the powered coaster. I'm not too worried about the log flume lines today because it is very chilly, and we're here for a while, so I'll probably do the Hershey Ride. We've only done 2 of those on this trip, despite seeing probably over a dozen of them. So I would have really done the one at Europa Park, but we know what happened at Europa Park. If you hadn't seen that vlog, go ahead and check that one out. It was an okay day. It was just unfortunate. That was the only really bad weather day we had on the entire trip so far. There's still a possibility for it, but are we going to a Canadian section? We're going to a Canadian section. Wasn't really sure of the theming of this park. It all seems thrown together a little bit. So, we definitely need to see what that house was. It's either a madhouse, as I said, or it's a dark ride of some sort. So, definitely we'll check that out after a bunch of rides on our Peanut Blitz, the mock mega coaster. So, and people are actually riding the log flume. Color me surprised. I thought people would be like, hell no, it is too cold for us. Blah, blah. Next up is the Gold Mine Train, built in 1902, again by Mach, touches of theming, but enclosed in these horrible cages. So the Gold Mine Express powered coaster Mach. That one was actually really good. It was plenty long, had a tunnel with some rock work, interacts with the log flume. I don't know how many shots of it we'll get to. It's pretty hidden into the forest. But ultimately, a lot of little dips, ultimately a helix, lots of helixes, and it slows you down a heck of a lot for this last curve. Like, everyone is falling off to the low side. Like, yeah, Machs usually do this, but not to that extreme. I've always wondered if these are manually or automatically operated. This makes me feel like they are definitely manually operated. And that guy is very cautious about going into the station. But yeah, fun ride. We'll definitely take that for a ride later on today after we've done other stuff. So, not very basic theming. Not immersive, as I like to say. It just it makes it look better. It's a better experience than just popping the roller coaster down. So, we only really encountered one park that was like that one in Germany. Check out that vlog to see the most American park in Europe, or Germany at least. But let's go hit up the mouse and the worm, and then we'll hit up the main attraction for coaster number 1111. There you go. So, not really a milestone, but it's a really fun number. After that, the next milestone, I guess, is 1200, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be a fun one to do. But I don't know if 1200 will even happen next year. I'm hoping it will. So, spoiler alert, hoping to go to England next year. So if we go to England, we should be able to hit 1200 next year. But if we don't, no way, because I'm out of credits for the most part in America. So, yeah. Anyways, let's go on. And yeah, this park's not bad. it's very unknown. It's despite being so close to Paris. I think it just needs some more key attractions. That's an interesting way of supporting your trees. That's different. Huh. Interesting. I now know those are mocks. So this is definitely a mock park now, isn't it? So I wonder if mock does one of those rocking horses. Watch those be mock. I don't know. I assumed with the close proximity of the mock factory only being about 3 hours away, maybe a little bit more, they chose just to go with them. So, but yeah, those definitely look very similar to what we rode yesterday at Europa Park. I am extremely tired. I'm not tired. I'm ready to be done going to parks every day. So, and the worst thing is, the girlfriend wants to go to parks as soon as we get back from Orlando. I think she does. So I really want to take a week off afterwards. So obviously we're only going to our local stuff, and you know it's weird to think that as soon as you get home, all the Halloween stuff has started. And the last time I was there, they hadn't even started putting that stuff out. Hey, look, we have one of those mock spinning boat rides. Now that I see this monorail beam, I think that might be a mock too. That's hilarious. Everything's mock. We gotta definitely take out the African cruise, not the jungle cruise, the African cruise. This is an interesting, weird ride. It's like a spinner. There's a dinosaur adventure area. There's these bumblebees. This looks very new too, and very clean. So we're in the German section now. So hopefully we can get some big beers. Look at these little huts here. Maybe they're having Oktoberfest? Or no, these are just little huts you can eat in. Very traditional. And that couldn't be more of a rip-off of Jurassic Park if I have ever seen one. We'll check that out in a little bit after we hit up the coasters and stuff. And today we actually had time to do the Ferris wheel, so I would have done it at Europa, but they don't have one. They do bring one in, actually, during Christmas, though. I believe we saw that one, actually, on tour. So, there you go. We have a little lake, little stream going down the middle. Obviously not as picturesque as Europa, though. All right, I'm not going to even begin to pronounce this one. It's the Wacky Worm. It's closing in about a month. All right, finally, last Wacky Worm of the trip, and that's a little tiny ball pit. Yeah, normal thing. Tiny, whatever. We've done like 10 of these now. Here's the mouse. Oh, here's the construction site for the new coaster. Let's see if we can see anything. Looks like they're moving along on it. Looks like footers are starting to go in. Oh, they are. There you go. Construction update. There we go. So, not sure if that mouse is open yet, but it is testing at least. So, I wouldn't be surprised if some stuff might have a little bit of a staggered opening. So, there we go. As you see, it's not taking up all that much area. So, it looks like it is open. So, let's go ahead and ride our last mouse. Yes, this is our last mouse of the trip. Woo, lots of lasts on this one as we are down to 3 new parks, including this one of the trip. So, Schlitz Express? Okay. There we go, a mock mouse, as I told you before. There we go. Very standard. All right, so that's Schlitz Express, the Mac mouse. This is actually a version 2. Most of the lift tails usually go up on the right-hand side. This one goes on the left-hand side, and this one uses magnetic braking, and it lacks the last little dip into the brake run, I think because of the magnetic braking. The same ones were all the Dark Knight coasters from Six Flags, and then Balkan, and Denmark also has this model. So, very smooth stops. A nice calm wild mouse. So, built in 2007. And that wacky room right there, we'll go take a look at it right now since it's going. That was built in 97, and as I said, it's closing very soon. So I will say the new coaster, that's not going to get me back to this park anytime soon. They'll have to add something more spectacular, or at least just a second credit for that. And there it goes, into the apple. I haven't had a lot with apples on this trip, to be honest with you. Yes, it's as boring to film as it is to watch. Interesting enough, there's like a senior citizen group going around. I think they're like on a tour bus or something, and they're going to some amusement parks for whatever reason. So I walked up to the Wild Mouse. The back half of it was nothing but like over 60 people. And then they were on the same mouse car as me. And they'd speak no English, so that was interesting. They were joking around, and I had a laugh, even though I had no idea what they were saying for the most part. They were using some hand motions to talk about it. So there we go. There's the mouse. We've seen a billion of them. So we're gonna head over and see what that one ride is, and also I don't think I've still seen Up on a Blinsko. I will say we've had a few misses on this trip. 2 at Bagatelle, the Vekoma and Vertigo, which I was mad about because I couldn't complete the collection. The Crazy Mouse at Waterpurdy, didn't care about that one. And Crazy Bats, and I was disappointed about that one, but I wasn't mad about it. So, well, you know, I've never done one of these tractor rides. There's no line yet. Let's do it. Let's be a farmer. All right. And tree. Oh, and there's like it's like a barn that you enter into. This is cool. And then there's a horse that's been petted plenty of times. I like what they've done here. This is actually really cool looking. Well, welcome to Farming Simulator, theme park style. And that pig looks like it has, yeah, okay. Yeah, these pigs look like they have balls. That is very weird. Oh, look, there's actual crops. Look at that. I don't think they're fake. No, I don't think they are fake. That is really cool. I gotta say, I'm very impressed. So, people seem to be queuing up for Alpina Blitz, but, yeah, I don't know. So I'm pretty sure this might be a mock, because that transfer table looked exactly like the transfer table we saw on their antique auto ride, which I'd never seen before. Oh my god, look at the tree! Oh my god, that is so cool! It's a tree and the swing cars are themed to apples. We have to do that just for the novelty. That is so cool. Well, color me surprised with this park. I mean, these are simple things that I feel like don't cost a ridiculous amount to do. And in the overall scheme of things, make the park look so much better. And American parks just don't do them. They just don't. Whether those are wraps or not, those Ferris wheel cars look fantastic. And by the way, what does this do? Oh, so there's a pedal that kind of speeds you up a little bit. I just noticed it as I was saying that you sit, mom and dad sit back here, and then the little kiddies sit up front, and they have their little pretend wheels. Moo! Oh, that one's having, look at the little baby! He's having a drink. Aww. it looks like they actually have some animals, live animals. I don't know if they're out right now, but it looks like it's set up for it. Here we go. Hey, it's a John Deere. This is how it is all the time. I love how the fall colors are out for these obviously fake leaves, but I love how they're all fall colors right now. I feel like that is not a coincidence. So that is very cool. So, well, this just looks fantastic. It looks like this is a cheese shop of some sort. I don't even know. Huh. I wasn't planning on getting lunch here, but their food game looks pretty good. Love it. Classical music is playing from that. We'll do that later. Don't really want to give my final verdict on this one until later in the day, but I will tell you my first experiences with it, because I feel like this is a ride that will definitely warm up. Day goes by. I hear they only run one train typically, so I assume that is the situation here. So obviously we are now in our like Swiss section, and there's this over here. I don't know what it is, but it's not a Village des Sorceries. It's like a witch-themed area? Huh. So, but this thing looks fantastic. It's the closest thing I'll get to a Megalite until we go to Scandinavia, because that will definitely happen before China or Japan. You know you like stats. 2014, this was built. About 2350 in length, and 108 feet total, 52 miles per hour. Well, I don't think stats really matter. It's all about the airtime. So let's go ahead and give it a ride. A few rides. So I'm really glad we came to this park. I really like this park. I wasn't expecting anything from this park, so to have something more than that is fantastic. Look at those sharp, steep hills. Oh, looks fantastic. Oh, this looks like it's Italy. Alpina Bits, my 1,111th coaster. Wow, that is a fantastic ride. Let's talk through it as we go through it here, okay? Amazing airtime on that first drop. That hill's a little weak. Rode in the second to last car. That hill is fantastic. Nice positive G's. Nice whipping airtime, twisted airtime, more twisted airtime, like little pops right there. Fantastic. And then just amazing sustained airtime over all of these little hills. And then that's it. Very similar to the Megalites, as I said, but it definitely looks a lot different in shapings and all that stuff. So we're going to give this one a bunch of rides, obviously. Operations-wise, one train, one operator. He's checking both sides of the train. He's not really rushing. He's not really slow. It's fine. But I am a little worried about the wait time of this one eventually. So we're going to ride that a few times before we move on to some other attractions and rewriting the space experience, as I'm going to call it. But Alpina Billets, a fantastic mock mega coaster. Man, it might be my favorite mega coaster of them all. Although I really did like Blue Fire. That was a big surprise. Star Trek, I never really got a chance to form too much of an opinion from, one front seat ride. And the theming on that one just amazed me. Now, my issue here. You have this wonderful theme station. The operator's booth is actually like a gondola. Lots of uses of wood and nice materials, and very authentic looking for a Swiss themed ride. And then grass field. That is a travesty. I really wish this thing had some mountains or rock work that you were flying in and out of, like the Matterhorn at Disney or something like that. So that's the unfortunate thing about this ride. That's my only critique I have about it. As I said, rode in the second to last seat, so we definitely need to try it towards the front of the seat. It's got one of those counters on the turnstile, so it only lets in 16 people at a time, so it's going to be first come, first serve. You must choose a seat. You cannot wait for something. So there you go. And I definitely need to ride that Apple ride with the crazy birds on top. That's so cool. So despite being the sixth person in, I lucked out with a front seat ride. I think I liked it in the front seat more. That second hill definitely has some action, whereas the back seat had like none. We gotta try to get a back seat ride. It actually has a slightly higher height requirement than the rest of the train, so we definitely gotta try that. My third ride on Alpina Blitz. The problem with getting a back seat is that the bin is on the loading side. It's got the mock loading bins that I've come to find and love and cherish. But I have to put my bag over there, so it kind of gives up my spot. I think what I'll have to do is get in line for a second, let everyone choose their areas, and then I'll put my bag over to the side. So, and these are some fantastic views. Look at this. So you can walk right underneath the drop. That's awesome. Interesting enough, for a coaster that is slightly older, I don't know how they've kept this concrete looking all that fresh. Usually concrete gets that dull blackish tone, and it looks like it was poured like last week. They must power wash those supports. I'm not even joking, which is cool. And paint this. I like this. It's like this bronze copperish color. It's really cool color. It really pops. So we're gonna take another ride on spatula, whatever it's called. Spatuli experience? Space Travel Agency. Haha. There you go. I like the entrance. It's cool. So, it's got lots of space theming to it. It's like the 50s, theming. Yeah, that's cool. These are very sun-baked, though. A second ride on the space experience. Waited a little while. Jeez. It had to be like 20-30 minutes. One train, I'm pretty sure it's one train. And with that spiral lift hill, oh man, that's not cool. That's not appropriate. Because it doesn't feel like it's as long as going up Eurosat, but it still takes a while to get up it. So, 14 passengers ago, it takes a while. So, when I saw a single rider in one of the lines, which actually happened to be the last row, I jumped on it immediately because I didn't feel like waiting another, 3 minutes. So. But the ride itself, it is very violent. It's jerky, it's violent. I love it. And since you're in the dark, it's amplified. So, and there's some nastiness looking like it's coming in. Look at this. Ugh. So, it was quite chilly when we first got here, and then the sun was coming out, and then I get out of there. And it looks very nasty. As we said, we gotta do this just for the novelty of these Apple seats. I freaking love them. This park, what the heck was that? Well, that is interesting. Wonder what that was. Looks like it was a ride of some sort with 2 tunnels. Wonder if it was a flat ride or a barren curve or... I don't even know. Whatever it was, it looks cool. I don't know if I'll ever be able to research and figure out what the heck it was, but if anyone knows what the heck this thing was at one point, let me know. But, and that ride, the indoor roller coaster, like, you come really close to some of the planets that you, like, really close, it feels like. So, excellent. I feel like I want to go ahead and just get this giant Ferris wheel out of the way, if it's still open. So, that thing looks huge. It's got to be at least 150 feet, as Alpina Blitz goes. We'll definitely get some excellent views of Alpina Blitz from the top of this thing. My goodness, it's like right on top of it. And the Wild Mouse too, of course, and at least half of the park. So I really do enjoy this place. It feels like a mini Europa. So much in so many ways. There are not a lot of themed lands, but there are lots of themed rows and or rides. The theme may not extend from the ride to a land, but it just has those touches that make it feel very, very similar to Europa. Anyone else find it crazy that there's an e-stop button that is completely not behind any ropes whatsoever? That's weird. So you can see it's not a very big park. It doesn't go much further past that drop tower. A little bit further, but just a tiny little park, and it Should I be concerned that there are extra pieces right here? Well, we survived, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, let's go ride the apple tree ride, shall we? So that was fun. The seats aren't any more comfortable, but any less comfortable than normal. It pretty much felt exactly the same thing. So, Alpina Blitz, I want this thing to warm up a little bit even more before I take any more rides. And I do want to explore the rest of the park. There's like 3 or 4 attractions. There's a bunch of attractions, and I had the time finally today to actually explore one of these small parks and enjoy all the aspects of it instead of just running and gunning like normal. So there's like a half a dozen. Log flume. I want to do the powered again. That giant drop tower. We got to find out how tall that thing is. That thing is huge. There's the 2 boat rides, I think, and the Jurassic Park ripoff at Haunted House. Yeah, so we got a lot to do. Interesting enough, this is the only park I really feel like they take an extra step for safety. So this is a very American way of doing it. There's a safety perimeter fence, and then there are extra perimeter fences inside of the perimeter fence. That is very American, very interesting. And then some of our operations also feel it the same way. Even their convoy is themed very nicely. So, and then we have a 50s area, because why not? So it extends to just more than Europe. Europe plus some North America, this place is. So, there you go. Yeah, I really want to probably give this one a try. This looks like fun. But lower on my priority list, since I have done things like this in the States. Oh, it looks like it just let go, and now they're spinning. Before they were locked in place. it being like busy as far as the amount of people here, the ride lines are not bad from what I've experienced so far. The Gershaller Sky Roller, no line whatsoever. Although that might be a little bit extreme for most of the crowd here. I love it. Giant cowbells for the kids to play around with. I took a look at the food and I don't know what the heck I'm even looking at, and I'm scared. And it's like the most unfriendly English park. One of the most unfriendly English parks we've been to. It seems like it is about to rain, so let's get in some of these rides. And we'll save the dark ride for later. It's like Dinosaurs Alive. I don't believe there's a ride portion to it. We're going to take the monorail and see if we can see if there's a ride portion to it before I waste any time. It looks like some things essentially have wait times. I didn't know that, so we might ride this later on if we have time. Again, I'm more willing today to do the attractions that I typically don't do in Europe because of the amount of time we have here. Oh, look at the cute little dragon ride. What are those things called? What do you ride in? Those are hedgehogs, right? Look at the little hedgehog ride. Oh, reminds me of the snail ride at Joyland in England. Very cute. This is certainly not a mock. I was wrong about that one. It's a severed lamb made in England. Oh, what the hell is that? I wonder if they're still in business. I've never heard of them ever, but I'm pretty sure that's a Zamperla, but I could be wrong. It looks like B-movie. Remember that movie from like the late 2000s? Or was that the early teen? I forget what it was. There's that Alpine Blitz. Oh, it looks so good. So it looks like they have animals in this park, but a bunch of them are no-shows. And we can see that dinosaur thing is completely walked through. We might hit that up later on. I'm not sure. It just depends if we have time. And that is now very low on my priority. I don't need to do a Dinosaurs Alive thing ever again. I love dinosaurs. I love Jurassic Park and River Ride and all that, but those things never impressed me whatsoever. And by the way, it's Transportation Talk with Alex. How are we doing? We haven't had one of these since yesterday. Whoa, long time, eh? Okay, look at this. This is a towboat ride, probably a mock. We found that out yesterday. We found that out yesterday. Those are mocks. This is almost identical to what we did yesterday. That is so freaking hilarious. I swear to God, this park is Europa Mini in France. So, there's the rain. You guys are back on the old cell phone. Yeah, it's raining a little bit, just a little bit. So, I don't know how this is gonna proceed. This is a holiday thing, but we might go get some food. Despite me being absolutely terrified of everything that's on that menu because I don't know what anything is or know how to pronounce any of it, which makes me, I'm embarrassed to pronounce anything I don't know how to pronounce. I've done a lot of pointing, which is super rude, but I don't know. Which one's worse? Oh, awesome view of the soon-to-be-gone Wacky Room. It's actually not too bad. It's not that heavy. All right, since this boat ride is technically undercover, let's go ahead for a ride. All right, Transportation Talk with Alex is back. We were once up there, now we're down here, and the rain is pretty much already stopped for the time being. So, I don't care about the rain. Who cares? It doesn't matter to me. If I get a little wet, if the rides stay open, I will ride, unless it's like a torrential downpour. Then maybe not so much. But I will say one thing about Europa that I really appreciated that they had very clean water in their water rides. Whereas this stuff, this doesn't really matter since it's not going to get over you, but it still looks nasty. So, there's that. So, and it is raining a little bit. My head's getting a little wet. It's kind of outside of the, but this one's really spinning a lot. And we're gonna stay in the middle of the boat. We are nice and dry. No problem. Maybe they'll let me ride again, just so I stay dry. Oh, my back is getting wet. It depends on which way we respond, if I get wet or not. This one's very pretty. Lots of yeah, this is very interesting. This is so different. I love it. I definitely picked the right ride to do this on, though. Yeah, I think it's gonna come and go for a while, so. But very pretty and just classical music. I could sit on this for a couple of times. Oh, it just never stopped spinning, though. I'm definitely very hungry. My Airbnb had, like, you know, bread, which is like the French breakfast, basically. Toast. Or it's not even really toasted. It's whatever. Yeah, it was a big baguette. And the guy was very nice. But whatever. It wasn't that much of food. And I usually don't like eating, like, the minute I wake up. Plus, I got this automated pizza from this vending machine last night, and it was kind of nasty, but I kept on nibbling it throughout the night whenever I woke up. It was, it took 4 minutes to cook, and it probably could have used at least 1 more minute, at least. I didn't know what I was ordering. I ended up with, like, a cheese, tomato, chicken, ham, and a little bit of mushroom. I picked the mushroom off because it's disgusting, but it was interesting. I wish I'd picked something better. I chose the cheapest one because I figured it would have the less stuff on it, and I wouldn't have the problem with not liking something. But that was definitely not the case. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't really want to get off right now. Transportation talk with Alex is probably going to run over the African boat ride. Alright, first of all, that hippo is squirting out of its butt. I'm not sure what's with that. That's a little weird. Yeah, we're on this boat ride. The African Cruise, I want to say it's called. So, I still can't get over that. It is so weird. Has a tow rope system, but it's interesting that it can actually stop in the station. So I wonder if it's just on, like, something that's stretchy and then it catches up. I don't, it's weird. Or maybe it can skip on the line a little bit. Well, I don't know, whatever. Interesting that the ride system is similar but different. So we have lots of ducks who think I'm gonna feed them. I don't have anything to give you guys. Sorry. So I have a feeling, I don't know what's going on with this rain. It's definitely a ripoff of oh my god, they even have the one sitting on its butt. Like, I get ripping off Disney, but like that's a little too much. This has been a nice surprise. A lot of the parks in France actually were a nice surprise because I feel like they're the least traveled for whatever reason. I think they're more up and coming with the amount of coasters they have and the quality of their coasters. So people are Haven't really had a reason to really visit a lot of them because they didn't have all that much to do. A lot of socket coasters, which I really enjoy, but that's what a lot of these small parks had. That line actually looks really good. All right, so African Cruise, not bad, pretty good. Knockoff of Jungle Cruise without the narration. So there it is. Cool animatronics, I'd say. They're very basic, but funny, I'd say. A nice, relaxing ride, and perfect to do when it's raining like this. So let's go find another covered ride so we can get out of the rain again. Hopefully this is not gonna last forever. Alright, we're on a dark ride. It's really dark, but it's actually spinning.
Dans les ténèbres.
Actually really good. Little bare on the scenes. It lacked a little bit of liveliness, but like it was basically cannibals like party basically. Very twisted. I loved it. Very nice. And it spun a lot. It was very spinny, but enjoyable nonetheless. We might do it again if the rain picks up again because it was a nice wait inside. The rain has died down a little bit, so we're going to do some outdoor attractions when we still have the chance. Looks like we're entering in Dragon Manor. That's interesting. Looks like they have this giant drop ride and then they have one of those tiny little Zaires. We're not going to do the tiny Zaire, obviously, so we're going to, Europa Park. We're going to go ahead and take a ride on this giant. So this is very cool. They have an open window for their giant motor. That's so cool. I love this park doing this stuff. So it's currently raining really bad. So I'm not leaving. Now it's at the top, and then it makes you feel like you're stopped, but you actually haven't stopped. You just go very, very slowly. So watch, see? Oh, you do stop for a minute, and then it stopped rotating, and then it's going to move just a little bit more. A little bit more. There it is. And then drop. Alright, so it's still raining. It's miserable. The big problem is I was an idiot and didn't wear a sweatshirt, so I'm freezing. And this is not good weather for me to be out in with this cold. Did the drop ride. It was fun. Good view. We actually started dropping faster than the rain because I could feel it underside of my legs. That was cool. I do want to do the Gershlawer rollover thing and the space coaster one more time at least. That's undercover completely, so that's easy. And then Alpina Blitz one more time too. This is what I got. I don't know exactly what I got. It's from a skillet. It looks good. It's like apple pie thing. I don't know. Orangina. Let's try the fries. Standard, pretty much like McDonald's. And let's see what the hell this is. some kind of meat product. Tastes good. So, expensive though. It's like 16 euros. But I'm dying of hunger. And yeah, so I gotta say, they do a really good job here. Right down to the employees' uniforms being all themed to different rides. Not even an area, just a different ride. That's really fantastic detail. So, the rain's died down, although it seems to be picking up again. But it's freezing. I am cold. So, plan is to do what I said again, and definitely get out of here and put on some warm clothes and head to Paris and probably go to Disneyland tonight for a little while. I'm done trying to figure out this weather. It's raining right where I'm standing, but look at that blue sky. I'm so confused. So, it's actually really starting to clear up. However, I'm pretty much done. I've had 4 rides on this, and I like it. I think it's a really good coaster, but I don't think it's not top 10. That's for sure. It might not even be top 25, but it is a hell of a ride. If I'd ridden this 20 years ago, it would be amazing. It would definitely be top 10. But RMC has just changed the game so much in so many different ways that it's hard to not compare a lot of rides to them. Especially even after riding Expedition G-Force and Goliath and all those bucket list rides, it's still you still just think about how nuts RMCs are in comparison to everything that we thought was crazy 15 years ago. So we've had a really enjoyable day here at Nigloland. It's a nice little park in France. As I said, it feels a lot like a toned down Europa Park as far as theming goes. It only really applies to the rides itself and not really much to the areas, but what they have is actually really well done, and they even do uniforms for like one person. It's funny, I've been watching the brakeman go from one ride to another, but it's interesting. And here's their new addition this year, their Carousel Museum, they call it, which always includes the carousel. This actually does look, I really can't tell modern European rides. It might be old. So let's see what we have going on here. So you have lots of French affairs with champagne and waffles, and here's a little history board. I believe one of those persons is one of the mocks there in a photo. So, yeah. Okay, their drop tower was 2 years ago. I thought it was last year. Not that it really matters. But Alpina Blitz was 2014, and I really think they do an excellent job here. And, here, tiny little merry-go-round. There you go. Oh, look at this. This is very nice. Oh, Look at all of this. Look at these models. Oh, I'm glad I stopped in here. Oh my god. I know what this is. Huh. That's that weird portable model that I actually almost, if I had done my research properly, I could have ridden one of the first days, that has like inverted tracks. So like the main rails are down below. Huh. Weird. I next time I'm in France, I definitely am going to try to hit up this coaster. I hear it's absolutely fantastic. And then look at this, little carousel models. This is absolutely fantastic. I wonder if these are like actual salesman samples that, or if these were just made for this exhibit. I don't know. They look really old, to be honest with you. Yeah, looking at the wiring, it looks really old. That's like a kangaroo themed to like skiing, ski jumping. That looks not fun. And then like a Chance Tribbett. Oh, this is so cool. And look, you can, oh, look at the crane machine game. Oh, this is really cool. Wow. Oh, geez, I didn't even notice that. Look at that old ride right there. Oh my god. I gotta say, this is a very nice surprise. I don't feel like European parks put as much emphasis on the carousel as American parks do, as their centerpieces, as like huge, really just absolutely gorgeous carousel buildings. And this thing, despite being modern, is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. So I'm glad we saw this on our way out. I was heading straight to the door, and then I realized, I probably should check that out. So, all right, that is finally going to do it from Nigloland here in France. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe and hit that like button. See all of the Mega Trip vlogs in a playlist. See ya later. This has been Alex.